In this video, we're going to look at how to multiply and divide rational expressions. So you probably already know how to simplify a rational expression, and we're going to take it one step further. Okay, so let's look at an example. All right, so in our example, we have 3x squared minus 6x and x squared minus 6x plus 9. And I want us to multiply that by x squared minus x minus 6 over x squared minus 4. But not only do I want us to multiply these two things, I want us to get the answer in the simplest form. So the first thing that we want to do, well, first of all, we need to know this little fact here. I'll put it in this corner. We need to know that if we're multiplying two rational expressions, so let's just say a over b times c over d, then all you have to do is multiply the top by the top, so AC, and the bottom times the bottom, BD. So we're just multiplying the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom, which sounds simple enough. However, it might be a good idea, if possible, to factor this first. We want to simplify this as much as possible first before we start multiplying. So let's look at the top left and let's see if we can factor that. Okay, so there is actually a common factor there, and it is x. So if we take out actually more than x, it is 3x. So if we take out that common factor 3x, now we have to divide everything up here by 3x, and we get x minus 2, close parenthesis. Now we have to factor the bottom. And so we're looking for two numbers that multiply by themselves to get 9 and add to get negative 6. So two numbers that multiply to get 9 and add to get negative 6. And we get 3, negative 3, and negative 3. So when we factor, we have x minus 3 times x minus 3. All right, so nothing can cross off here, nothing can simplify, but we have factored it, and that will be helpful ultimately, we hope. So now we can move on to the right side. And we're going to factor the top of the right side. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to get negative 6 and add to get negative 1. And those two numbers are 3, negative 3, and 2, positive 2. So we have x minus 3 and x plus 2. Now we are ready to factor the bottom, and that's just the difference of two squares. So we have here x, and the signs have to be different, so x plus 2 and x minus 2. So at this point, if you are comfortable with that, then great, you've mastered your factoring skills. If not, then look back at the factoring overview. Okay, now our little box over here tells us that all we have to do is multiply the top by the top to get the new numerator and the bottom by the bottom to get the new denominator. So I can just basically lump everything here together. So we get that this is equal to 3x times x minus 2, that was just what was on the left side, times x minus 3 times x plus 2. All over, and we have on the left side x minus 3, x minus 3, and on the right side x plus 2, x minus 2. So now that everything is factored and together, now we can start eliminating things that are common on the top and the bottom. So we have a factor of x minus 3 on top and on the bottom. So let's get rid of those. Can you see anything else? I do. I see an x minus 2 on top and an x minus 2 on the bottom. And I think there is one more. There is an x plus 2 on top and an x plus 2 on the bottom. So now all we're left with is 3x over x minus 3. And that is our answer. Okay, cool. So that's how you multiply. But how do you divide? Okay, so dividing rational expressions is actually extremely similar to multiplying rational expressions. You just have to remember a little rule from back in the day when you used to divide fractions. So all you have to remember is that if you're dividing p over q, so anything could be our p over q, divided by r over s, that's actually equal to p over q multiplied by, and now we have to flip the second fraction, s over r. So dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So you're flipping that second fraction. Let's try it out. So in this example, what I want us to do, and this is going to be pretty involved, so get ready for a good one. All right, so a squared minus 4ab plus 3b squared all over a plus 2b, and get this, all over once again, a squared minus ab minus 6b squared. Okay, that looks like a lot of fun, but don't worry, we'll manage. All right, so just remember when you see this big old fraction bar right here, so that fraction bar just means divided by. This thing here means divided by. So it's really this here divided by this. So we're going to rewrite it in that way. And then I think life will look a lot nicer when we're done with doing that step. So a squared minus 4ab plus 3b squared. So I just rewrote the top over a plus 2b divided by a squared minus ab minus 6b squared. Can I get this to fit? Can I get it to fit? Oh, I did get it to fit, kind of. Okay, great. So that's really all that's saying. So now that we know we're dividing by that last thing, we can, instead of divide, multiply by the reciprocal. So rewriting over here, we get a squared minus 4ab, not doing anything yet, just rewriting what I already have, over a plus 2b, again, still just rewriting, multiplied by, now I flip the second expression because you're dividing, so instead I'm multiplying by the flipped, by the reciprocal, we get 1 over a squared minus ab minus 6b squared. Okay, great. Again, from our previous question, we know that we can multiply just by multiplying the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. However, before we do that, we have to do something else first. Factor. All right, so let's factor everything that can be factored. And we get, when we factor, on the left side, a minus b times a minus 3b. So you could have factored that using trial and error. You could have factored that in different ways. If you don't remember again how to factor, just look back at the overview for factoring or the diamond box method video. Okay, so that goes over a plus 2b times, and now we're going to factor the bottom here, and we get a plus 2b times a minus 3b. All right, that's an A. I promise you it is. Okay, once that is done, we are on a roll. All we have to do now is lump everything together and cancel what can be canceled. So let's try that out. On top, we have a minus b, and all I'm doing is a rewrite. I'm rewriting the top left. So a minus b times a minus 3b times 1 all over, on the bottom, a plus 2b times a plus 2b times a minus 3b. So again, all I did just now was lump the bottom here with the bottom here, and I got that. Okay, so now it's time to cancel what can be canceled, so let's do it. I notice that there is an a minus 3b on the top and on the bottom, so they can go. And I also notice that these two guys right here, that one and that one, are the same. So I can actually write this as a plus 2b squared. So our answer is, and so I'm just rewriting the top as a minus b over a minus or a plus 2b squared. And that's our answer.